And this is the part of the mentally unstable makeup. This is the unstable part. So, yesterday really freaking sucked. For those of you who are fairly new here, I have a complex special needs child. I say child, but he's 15. Um, he is currently in a level 4 mental health facility because his illness really he's deteriorated greatly. And it has reached the point where it's no longer safe for him to be in our home with the other kids. Which that alone is a really hard decision to make as a mom. But it was one that had to be made. So if you are fairly new to me, I have a ton of videos on my YouTube channel, which is also named Mentally Unstable Makeup. If you want to go back and kind of see where we've been the last little bit. In all honesty, there's no way I could catch you up on 15 years of stuff in one of these videos. But these videos and these lives and stuff are more for me, and that's why I even started this channel, because makeup is therapeutic for me. So this is a way for me to help motivate me to get my makeup on so that I feel better, so that it helps my own mental health, and it gives me a platform and a place to be able to vent and talk about my struggles with the broken mental health system, and even keep like a timeline of stuff, because there's so much that happens, and this helps me keep up with it. And you get to watch me do my makeup. So, but this is the part, the mentally unstable part for me. And I'm already starting to tear up. Which is crazy because I have a really hard time crying. But for whatever reason, when I get on a video and start to vent, I'm able to cry better. So, sorry for all the crying videos. So about a month ago, my son was in a level 2 facility. And that was the only placement that his care team at that time, which they sucked, by the way, could get him in, even though all of us were saying that he needed higher level, he needed higher level, he needed higher level. But he got denied higher level by 17 different higher level placements. They either said that he was too acute or he was too violent for them to accept him, or that he didn't meet the criteria. So he gets into this level 2 place, which some of y'all already know the story. Good morning, Ernestine. Some of y'all already know this story, and I'm sorry if it's rehashing, but there's people on here that may not know, so I just kind of want to give them a little update, just so that they're not lost. But he didn't make it 24 hours in this level 2, and she was like, whoa, he needs way more than what we're capable of giving him, which, duh, we knew that. So within 24 hours, she was already trying to, good morning, Heather, find higher level of care. And it sucks because I am at the mercy of these people. Like, I can't just take him somewhere and be like, hey, my kid is really struggling mentally and he needs treatment and he needs intense therapy, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you have to have a recommendation from doctor, and they have to fill out all this paperwork, and it's quite a daunting process to get into these types of places. And so we found this other placement after several days. And so this lady was pissed that she had to keep him until we found alternate placement. But at the same time, she agreed that it was too dangerous for him to come home, given how his illness was manifesting. Now, I have been going through this for 15 years, y'all. I know how his stuff manifests. I can dang near pinpoint about to the week of when he's going to be switching cycles. So he is getting ready to come up on a manic phase. And when he gets manic, he gets extremely impulsive. He can get very aggressive. Lots of accidents happen. And I say that in quotes because it's not like he just walks straight up to people and punches them in the face or, that kind of stuff. Like, it's more of a intimidation, and with weapons, but it can very quickly turn to violence, and it has. So he's been in this new place for a little over a month now, and I'll just be real honest, I don't know that they are really qualified to help him. I don't know. He is such a complex case that a lot of times when people get him, first they look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm telling them, his history, and then he has a episode or something triggers him, and they're like, whoa. So when he got to this new place, the old place was supposed to pack his bag. When we got to the new place, the old place had not even checked his bag and stuff. And he had like 6 days of urine-soaked clothes packed into the suitcase. This smell was so strong when I opened up that suitcase that, even the staff that was there at the new facility was like, oh my God. It was so bad that they didn't even accept any of his clothing. And the only thing that I was able to salvage for him was like 2 pairs of underwear and 2 pairs of like tattered socks, which these facilities are supposed to provide adequate clothing and the necessities for these kids. Why she didn't replace his socks, I don't know. It just, at the time, I was livid. He was so embarrassed. He's 15, and yes, he still wets the bed, but it just furthermore shows you or tells you where, like, mentally his brain doesn't work. And it's not that he doesn't want to get up or anything like that. It's when he sleeps so hard that he doesn't wake up. He doesn't get that feeling like he's got to use the bathroom. But that's irrelevant. I made that other place aware of the bedwetting situation. Like, they knew beforehand. I try to make sure that everybody knows so that they can make sure that he gets clean sheets and, is not sleeping in peed on pajamas and all of that. So that was the first part that really upset me with this old facility. Well, of course, while he was there, he did have some situations where he was posturing and just being intimidating and threatening and all of that. So today, I get a letter in the freaking mail, or yesterday, sorry, I get a letter in the freaking mail, and that old facility has now pressed assault charges on him. This is not the first time. Hell, he's got probably close to 13, 14 assault charges. I mean, he's currently on probation already. But I feel, and I don't know if this is the case because that paper didn't tell me anything as far as like when was this incident happened. The facility, she had told me about a situation that had happened with him, but nothing in what she described to me was assault. And they never told me that they were going to press charges on him. Now, this has been over a month now, and I'm getting this in the mail from this old, from the county of this old facility. Like, this almost makes me wonder, because of the peed on clothes situation, I was so mad, and my care coordinator for Con was so mad that they filed a grievance on my behalf. Like, I didn't even file a grievance this time. My care coordinator did. And so that old facility, she got investigated. Now, granted, they didn't do crap about it. I got the letter last week that basically says they went and they talked to her, and she denied that he had any situations with wetting the bed. They denied that the clothes were wet. Like, I should have took pictures. I should have took pictures and sent the damn pictures. But basically, they denied that there was any wrongdoing. And so the paper that I got basically said that they slapped him on the hand and that she'll do better next time. Okay. So where's the accountability? Where's the accountability for these places, these facilities? Because I'm not seeing it. Okay. So I tried to call because that facility was in a different county. I tried to call I guess it's a court counselor, for that county, which was the same guy we had last time, because this is the second charge that facility has pressed on my kid. And he's out of the office until next week. Well, I'm supposed to meet with them Friday. So I have no information. I don't know of the incident at all that they're talking about. I don't know what date that this incident allegedly happened on. I don't know who this person is that pressed charges. I mean, I'm assuming it's a staff member that worked at that old facility, but I have no idea because there's no information on this piece of paper. And I'm really over my son having to continuously receive charges. And these are like, he's on probation. We have to go to court, go in front of a judge. I have to pay lawyers' fees, court costs, all that crap. I mean, these are legit charges, as if like he was out in the real world and he walked up and punched somebody. Okay. I just don't understand what the point is. What they were hoping to achieve by pressing these charges on him, because he's already in a mental health facility. I am doing this a little different. I'm not trying to make that crisp line. I'm just trying to help catch any of the black shadow that is going to be dusted off on my face. So if you notice, I'm not lining this up with my waterline like I normally do. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, because I know I'm going to be bringing black down on my bottom line. I'm just trying to help protect against the black shadow. Good morning, Gina. And I'm sorry I'm not explaining my steps of what I'm doing with makeup, you know, as much as I do on normal videos. But this is part of the mentally unstable part is I need to vent. I need to vent, and I need to talk about this. Otherwise, it's going to eat me alive. And I deal with an immense amount of, sorry. I deal with an immense amount of stress and anxiety in dealing with my kid and all of this stuff that goes on with the system. Thank you, Amber. It's exhausting. I mean, it's the equivalent of having a full-time job. It just really is. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then on top of that, as most of y'all know, I lost my job on Monday. And a lot of that is due to, it's really hard for employers to understand and deal with somebody who has a special needs kid, because when he was abruptly sent home a couple of months ago, I could not leave him here with my other kid unsupervised. It's too dangerous to do that. So I had to work from home for several months. And I get it. Like, I get it. I've run several businesses. Like, I'd have fired my ass a long time ago. They were very, very patient and understanding. So I can't fault them for getting to the point, I'm using my Kaleidos, for getting to the point where they felt like it was starting to affect their business. I get it. But at the same time now I have no job. And I don't even know what I'm going to do, because if this facility where he's at decides to send him home, I have to bring him home. So if I get another job and they send him home, I have to quit that job, because I cannot leave him here with my other kid. It's too dangerous. To tell you the severity, and this, I'm very honest and open about my kid's mental illness. I'm very open about it, and it's because there's so much stigma around it, and people who don't understand really don't understand. My kid is like Jekyll and Hyde. So when he's good, it's really good. He's super smart. He's charming. He's funny. I mean, he's a baby doll. But when things are bad, it's really, really bad. And when things get bad, it happens so quickly that there's no intervention that can happen. I've tried. I'm Love and Logic certified. I've been to triple P parenting. We've had intensive in home numerous times. And everybody is always like, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. I don't know why it's not working. Super helpful. So this is not a parenting issue. This is a mental health issue. My kid is sick. My kid is dangerous. Can be dangerous. I'm going into the mini breaker. I'm going into that orange, and I'm just trying to deepen this up a little bit in the crease. If my kid feels justified in the moment, he has no problem taking a life. None. as a parent, that is really crappy to not only have to admit, but to also understand that that is my reality. But the way that the mental health system is set up, it's incredibly hard to find help for him. It's easier for them to pass him around and bump him to other places so that other people have to deal with him than it is to deal with how his mental health manifests, how his symptoms manifest. Which is sad, because then we just end up being passed around back and forth. He ends up having to come home sometimes until we can find placement, and it's just exhausting. It's exhausting. I'm going to go into this black that's in this Kaleidos. Now, it looks super sparkly, but when you put it on, it's not it loses that sparkle. But I don't care because it's a really, really good black. So I use it all the time. I love it. So I'm now in the process of trying to research how to protect him with the juvenile justice system. I know they mean well, but I'm just going to be honest. The juvenile justice system hasn't done a thing to help us. Like, people told me in the beginning that, oh, if he's involved with juvenile justice, they can help you get placement. They can help you get approved for placements easier. And I have found that to be false. I have found that to not be the case at all. They have not been able to help me do anything. And then on top of that, when an episode at his day treatment, this was back when he was at home again, he very much was threatening to kill us. Oh, if you take me home, I'm going to kill you. And he meant it. And there were several officers there and therapists and, I'm calling the care coordinator, blah, blah, blah. And basically, nobody did anything. I had to take him home, even though he was making those threats. So essentially, all of these people are just sitting around waiting until he seriously hurts somebody before they do anything. And it sucks because he does have some moments of clarity, but they're very few and far between. He stays very delusional. His perspective on reality isn't always reality. He will, like, a situation will happen, and when he goes and plays it back in his mind of what he saw happen, it's never the truth of what happened. And there's been instances where we've even videotaped him. We videotaped it and showed it to him later. And he was like, that's not me. You doctored this. You edited it. That didn't happen like that. I know, I was there. And he's willing to fight to the death over it. Like, it's that, it's not that he's trying to get out of trouble. It's he really doesn't believe that that's him and that it happened that way. And there's nothing you can do to change his mind otherwise. Nothing. So I have to deal with this all the time. And the system is very broken. It's broken. It is not set up. It's all about money. It's all about money. And there are so many kids that need this intense help, that it's easier to just deal with one of those other kids who doesn't have such an intense illness. And so they can make money off of that other kid and not have to deal with his violent outburst. And so it's easier to just boot him. You know, some of the few therapists that have spent longer periods of time with him tell me that, you know, there is hope. It's just going to take a very long time and a lot of really intense therapy. Well, how am I supposed to get that when everybody keeps just passing him around? When things get hard and he starts to manifest his dangerous symptoms, they just get rid of him. So what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, and then on top of that, you know, I have the sad reality of what his life is going to look like. He can't hold down a job. He damn sure can't have a relationship because he's abusive. I mean, I don't know. What do you do with that? So I have to go Friday. And my plan is to fight these charges. And it's not because I'm like, oh, my baby can do no wrong. And I still got black underneath my eye. It's not that I'm sitting here like, oh, my baby can do no wrong, nothing like that. It's that I don't feel like, I would feel very different if he like walked up to somebody and was just extremely violent and abusive to them. I would feel different. I'd be like, take him. He you know, send him off. But that's not how these situations happen at all. And if you are working in a mental health facility, you know the reality of what could happen to you while you're there. And trust me, no, I am not sitting here being like, oh, they signed up for this, they deserve the abuse. Like, no, I'm not saying that at all, please. What I am saying is that what is your end goal? What are you trying to achieve by continuously pressing charges on my kid? What are your hopes? I mean, are you hoping that he gets sent off to juvie? Because that's not going to help him. I just don't understand. I don't understand what the goal is with it. I'm going back into the black with a little small brush. And I'm really tapping it off. And I'm just going to bring it down to my waterline. So, on top of all of that, I'm also dealing with the ramifications or the whatever of my youngest, who is absolutely traumatized. He has major social anxiety. Y'all have seen Waylon. He has no friends. He has major trust issues. And it all comes from living in a household with a brother who has severe special needs. So on top of that, to me, it sounds like retaliation. It kind of, you talking about the facility pressing charges? Well, and I'm going to tell you, if I find out that they did not press the charges until after they got the investigation, I'm going to fight it. I'm going to fight it. Because that's BS. That's BS. Amber, I agree. And I mean, how are you running a facility like that and you're going to have retaliation? Like, You're supposed to be there to help these kids. I'm sorry that he got put there and he was more than what you could handle. But at the same time, you do run a mental health facility. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for letting me vent. I'm struggling mentally because on top of all of that, I have my own mental health struggles. And it sucks. And it sucks. How do you work on your own mental health struggles while also trying to battle the mental health system for your kid? How you do that? Because I feel like I'm failing at it miserably. I feel like I'm failing. I feel like I'm failing him because I can't find a facility that will take his situation serious and help him and qualified enough to actually help him. Y'all know I normally really love to do happy, energetic videos. I love to brighten everybody's day, and these are not those kind of lives. And if this is triggering for you, just don't watch. And I apologize, but I'm struggling. Regina, sadly, majority of these mental health facilities and group homes are only there for the check and not actually helping. I agree. And then what makes it worse, Regina, is that the funds that they do get, they're not allocated correctly. And so the main staff that is dealing with the brunt of the symptoms and the abuse and all of that from these kids, they're paid poorly, and so they don't stay. And so it's a revolving door of staff, and that's traumatic for these kids too. A lot of these kids have trust issues, and if they're constantly getting new therapists and new doctors and new staff, how can they create that trust and that rapport? They can't. But at the same time, where else is my kid gonna go where he can be safe and I can trust that my youngest is safe? Like, it's a catch-22. You're damned either way, and I'm gonna ruin my makeup. There may not be pictures. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I do want to show y'all. This was in the Give Me Glow, their pastel mystery box, and it's called Push Pop, and it's a shimmer eyeshadow. But I have been using it as an orange highlighter, and I freaking love it. I'm trying to change the subject. Can you tell? So, as far as status goes for my kid, he's not any different now than he was when he went into this facility. Now, granted, it's only been, look at that. It's only been a little over 30 days. So, I mean, I get it. I can't expect them to. He will never be fixed. And I know that sounds horrible, but he will never be normal. All I can hope for is that he will be stable enough to maintain in the real world, and if not, then we need to find somewhere where he can. And hope that he gets in. Oh gosh, I didn't read that. Hang on. I personally know people who are making a living from adult foster patients, making over $9,000 a month on 3 people buying boats, 4-wheelers, and new. Wow. And no one cares. God. I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't get it. That sucks. That it's just turned into a paycheck. I know. And it's not even a highlighter. It's eyeshadow. It's eyeshadow. But, I mean... So, I am going to clean with just a Q-tip, for one, because I've been tearing up. And for two, I'm trying to get some of the black out of my inner corner. So, I'm just using a Q-tip. And I just put it where I want to clean, and I just spin it while pressing, and it just kind of wipes the shadow off. And then I'm just going to use a small fluffy brush to do my inner corner with that same push pop. I 100% understand this. I worry about my 2 ASD boys, and boy, with my youngest and his issues now, I'm not sure I will ever be an empty nester, and that's okay, but stressful. Yeah, I mean, and that's the truth, because he is 15. So I am, we are getting to the point where when he turns 18, like he doesn't even want to be here with us. Like he has said this to me, and it completely broke my heart, but he meant it, and he didn't mean it maliciously, but he said, Mom, I hope you know that I've never felt love or affection for you or anybody in this family. And he didn't, this was like we were having conversation. It wasn't a battle or a fight. We weren't arguing or anything. And he meant it. I don't think that he's capable of really feeling those types of emotions. Which really sucks for him. I mean, I don't know. Okay. So I'm gonna try to talk more about makeup, just so that because I need the distraction, and makeup is an amazing distraction. So if you're still with me, thank you for listening to me complain and vent. It won't be the last time. So buckle up, because that's what this page is all about. Oh. Okay, so the whole reason that I wanted to do this orange black look is because I have I got that eyeshadow everywhere. Like it's everywhere. Okay, so the whole point of me doing this crazy look is because I got these orange lashes in my lashy box, and I want to wear them so freaking bad. So I'm going to glue on lashes too, by the way, just to let you know. The state can see it and doesn't care. They've got all their friends and patients or two as well. It makes me so sad. Yeah. I mean, and I'm going to be honest, I've filed grievance after grievance. There's been some major, legal liability that has happened with my kid and some of these places that he's been in. And, even lawyers won't touch it. Lawyers won't even touch it. They don't want to go after the system. And I have talked to major higher-ups in, partners and, the MCO, but it seems like they get my grievance, they do their investigation, they don't really find anything, and well, they act like they don't find anything, and then nothing really gets done. There's really not been any repercussions or reprimandation or anything. And it's frustrating because I don't want these places to be shut down. I don't. The need for these places are huge. Oh, I blinked. The need for them is really, really, really high. The problem is that they can't keep help. The money's not allocated correctly. The staff is a constant revolving door, and so they're ill-trained. And it's a lot, trust me. I mean, my son got to be so much that I couldn't keep him at home anymore. I can't imagine having 5 or 6 of him, or 10 or 12, all in one building. However, they do have an entire staff, whereas it's just me. It's just me. And I'm getting all worked up, and I'm getting mascara all over my face. God bless America. This was probably not a good idea, to try to do makeup while I'm upset. But I am feeling better though, so thanks, guys. Thank you for that. Oh, but I keep tearing up. God. Sucks. Okay. They tend to view these patients as disposable people, so they aren't a priority. Yeah, well, and here's the other thing, too, and this is why, and this is probably the only political thing I'll ever say on here, ever. It's important to vote. Because every year I watch the mental health programs and systems and all of that get their funding cut over and over and over again. And with less funding, people are not apt to go get those types of jobs because they don't pay. And so it's like a domino effect. It dominoes all the way down. There's also a push right now in our state, and I don't know if y'all's is like that too, but there's a big push in our state to get rid of these facilities because they are showing that these kids are going in and out of these facilities, so they feel like they're not working. Well, no, these kids are going in and out of these facilities because these facilities can't handle them. They need more funding because they need more staff. So again, it's this huge domino effect. Sucks. So right where my black is, I have a deep wrinkle underneath both eyes, and so that's why it's doing that, and there's nothing I can do. Have you seen the movie on Netflix, Only God Knows Where I Am? It hit me so hard to my own depression. It's sad and good. Oh, Gina, I try really hard not to watch stuff like that because it puts me in a state of major depression, and the weaker that I am in my own mental health, the less able I am to help my kid. Does that make sense? But I have seen a lot of documentaries and stuff with medications and all of that jazz. Just because I wanted to be like you. When you have a kid with special needs, you dang near have to become an FBI agent. I mean, you just really do. You have to do all this research because you can't trust what the heck they're giving your kid all the time. And every kid's chemical makeup is different. And that's just the reality of it. So what works for one kid is not going to work for every kid. And I understand that. But at the same time, if you cannot convincingly explain to me why this psychotropic that you're trying to give my kid is going to be effective, well, then we're not going to try it. My son's been on some very serious medications. Even some at major, like, adult doses. And we've not found anything that freaking works. Okay, so I just pulled these off of the little container. And what I'm doing is I am pulling any of the excess glue that was on there that they used to stick to the container. I am peeling that off of there as carefully as I possibly can. And it's just because that glue will actually stick to your lashes and rip your lashes out. Found that out the hard way. So what I also do, and I'm going to try really, I don't know if you can see it on here. You can't because it's clear. Let's see if this will do it. Okay, so can you see how there's like this little plastic piece sticking out past the lash on that end and on the front end? That is the first thing that I clip. And that's because if you don't, it will pokey you. So I just clip that little end piece. I don't know why it's there. I guess when they're tying on the lashes onto the strip, I'm not really sure, but it's super pokey. And so that's the first thing that I clip off and get rid of. Now, before I do anything, I need to trim these to fit my eye. So I'm just going to spin this a little bit just to try to get it to curve. And I'm going to place this on top of my lashes just so that I can see how much I need to cut off. And not too much. Okay. So I need to trim about a section off. I don't know if you can see how much I cut off. And then I'm just going to put them back up there just to make sure. This is the hard part because there have been times that I have ruined a lash because I trimmed it too freaking short. And once you cut it off, you cannot put it back. Okay, see, that's better. All right. So now I'm going to put my hefty defty Kiss Lash Glue. Chaotic Cosmetics on Instagram. Oh crap, Regina, y'all talking about makeup? I missed it. I also found a place that has amazing colored lashes, but the blueberry is my favorite and the pumpkin is beautiful. Ooh, I have the blueberry. I wore them yesterday. I'm really sad that I had to end my Lashy Box subscription. I love that thing. Even if I wasn't a huge fan of like the palette that came or whatever, I love the lashes that come with it, and it's super cheap. But you know, with me losing my job, I did have to end all of my subscriptions because we can't be having money coming straight out the account without me knowing. Sorry, I just pulled a piece of I found another piece of the glue. Can you see it? You can't see it. It's a little, there we go. Just a little tiny piece of the glue. I was surprised I loved it so much. I agree. I really liked the Lashy Box. When I get employed again, I will definitely resub to that one. I really liked it. Okay, so when I do this, I just take the little brush tip and I put just the tiniest little coat on the strip itself. I don't know if you can see that. Where's that thing? So it just takes a tiny amount of glue. It doesn't take a whole lot. And then I do put just a little bit extra on both of the ends, but not, again, not a whole lot. I see videos and stuff where people are having so much trouble with them, and a lot of that is because they're using too much dang glue. It does not take that much glue. So again, I'm going to take them and I'm going to do this like little roly thing, and that helps to curve the corners in. It also helps it from lifting, and it helps to be a more curved shape like my eye. And here's where y'all get to look up my nose. I hold it by the very end, very end. Oh my God, I've been trying to use way too much glue. See, you don't need that much glue. Okay, so I hold it by the extreme very end, and then I tilt my hand like this so that it's almost like you're setting it on a shelf. And then this is where y'all get to see up my nose, because I tilt my head back like this. So I've got it by the very end, tilt, head back, and then I will place the inner corner first, because that's the part I have the most trouble with, and then just lay it down. So I tilt it, lay my inner corner, and then smush. And then here is the other major tip that I have for you. See these? I love these. They're my favorite. So then I just take these and I smush right on the lash line. I smush the lashes right down to my lid and my lash line. And you can do this, I mean, you can use regular tweezers if you want to, but I like how long and flat these are. If they start to get too sticky, then just wipe the glue off of them, because they're metal. It just wipes right off. And I just pinch. Have I poked myself in the eyeball? Yep. But that's it. Now, these aren't as super orange as I thought they were going to be, but they're still super cute. Oh. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do the other one. And I'll try to hurry, because I took a really long time, but I really wanted to show y'all, because y'all have asked about gluing on lashes. So thanks. After the live, I will check it out. Yeah, check it out. I mean, they had this like link or whatever that I could share and I would get off or whatever, but y'all know if something's good, I'm gonna share it. I'm not affiliated. I'm not, none of that. Like, if it's good, it's good, and I'm gonna talk about it. If it sucks, and I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I'm just trimming that little edge. Remember, it had the two little edges that stuck out. Pokey. Which I guess technically I didn't have to do this end one, because I knew I had to cut it, but anyways. I pulled any of the excess glue that I had on there off, and I'm rolling. Gina. So I'm just rolling. Okay, so now I'm going to place them on my eyes so that I can see where I need to cut it. Check your messages after your live. Okay, Regina, I will. Okay. And they're way too long. So this eye is shorter than this eye. It always is. And so sometimes I have a hard time with lashes because when you trim them, it changes the shape a little bit of them. And so you, sometimes it'll make my eyes look like they're different, but they're not. It's just because of my lashes. Okay, so I trimmed it. I'm going to make sure that I trimmed it enough. And we're good. Thin, 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 thin layer of lash glue. Doesn't take that much at all. Just a little bloop bloop extra on the inner corner and the outer corner. And then while the glue is getting tacky, I roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. What? Roll it, roll it. Am I showing my age? I always love when I get my lashes glued perfect and then realize I put my lashes on the wrong eye. Oh, okay, nice. I tend to gravitate towards lashes that are, I don't know what they call them, but they're shorter here and then they get bigger, longer as they go out on the edge. That's the ones that I like the most. So I'm just rolling, 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 rolling. And if you have any, I know y'all can't see this probably, but there's like one little that's turned the wrong way. If you have those little pieces, you may want to cut them because they're not going to move once they're on your eye. And if that's aimed towards your eyeball, it's going to be like sticking you in the eye. I'll have those and still mess them up on occasion. Gina. Okay, so tilt my head back. Don't look at my nose. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I posted the We Come Together Wednesday challenge. So if you haven't seen that, look through the page, check it out. It's purple and green. It doesn't have to be Halloween themed. Like, don't feel like you have to do a purple green Halloween look, but just using purple and green. Bam! I'm still posting it in a couple of the makeup groups that I'm in, but as things progress and this page gets a little bit more involvement, more people posting, more people on the page, I'll probably move to just doing it on here and on my Instagram. Which, shameless plug time, even though there's only 6 of y'all watching. If you haven't been to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it if you would go and subscribe, share, whatever, just because your girl trying to get monetized. And you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can get monetized, which I think is sad. Okay. This is the LA Girl Ultimate Lip Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Nonstop Nude. I love these liners. They're super cheap. I can't talk and dance at the same time. Hang on. Awkward silence. Okay, so if you notice, I line my lips just right on that little white ledge that's right outside of your lips. And that's a way to make your lips look fuller without like looking like they're super overdrawn. Also, one side of my lip naturally is higher than the other, and so this is a way that I can make them look more even. Okay, so I wanted to do a fun lip today just because I'm feeling fun, and it's, you know, I'm trying. So I want to use this Colored Rain. It's in the shade Spiked Punch. I do love Colored Rain's lips. I only have the one left just because I didn't have the colors that I liked. And their shadows are actually decent too. I don't know why I didn't keep any of the Colored Rain stuff that I got in that mystery box, but I don't have any of it anymore. But the brand is good, so check out that brand if you like it. And I can't talk and do this at the same time. So if you notice, I use the doe foot to line my lip again with the lipstick and then fill in. So this will dry down a little darker than what it looks right now. Got a little overexcited on the corner. So I'm letting this dry just a little bit, but I don't want it to dry too much because I'm going to go in with another brush. Just a flat, fluffy one, doesn't matter. I'm going to go back in to my Push Pop shadow. And I'm going to tap it off. And I'm just going to use this as like a highlight. Just to create like a fake ombre. Yes, you can use shadow on your lips. Isn't it cute? All right, so I just want to say thank you very, very much for listening to me vent. I appreciate it. I really need it for my own mental sanity. I hope you enjoyed the makeup part. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you guys will continue to enjoy these videos because I enjoy making them. Oh my gosh, the glue on this side is so sticky. If you have any suggestions for videos you want to see me do, comment below. Let me know what you want to see. So here's the final look. And I promise the next video I'll talk more about like what makeup I used and the techniques that I used and how I actually did it. But this was more for me today than it was for anything else. But I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. And I will see your purple and green looks tomorrow for We Come Together. Whoa, We Come Together Wednesday. And love yourselves. Love each other. Have a good one. Bye.